There are name changes for 2 WWE superstars, plus a SmackDown star criticises the Survivor Series booking, and an NXT star makes a main roster debut at the live events. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Los Lotharios is a new tag team on SmackDown. It was a team they kind of teased a little bit on Monday Night Raw, Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. Now they've got a name, and now they've both got new names, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, so they've got a cool new tag team name, and they've lost their surnames, as many WWE superstars do. Humberto Carrillo is now just Humberto. Angel Garza is now just Angel. Shorty, you're my angel, in the words of Shaggy. It's just a bit sad, that, really. I'm never really a fan, Tom, of when they just simplify people's names for no real reason. I know they like buzzwords and that sort of thing, especially on the main roster, but I feel like it takes something away, not just the surname. I feel like it just simplifies the character and reduces it down too much.
It's all, yeah, I think WWE quite like those one-note characters,
yeah,
for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, also, they quite like having sort of like searchable names.
But oh yeah.
And Angel, like,
That's not good.
if I Google Angel,
well, I mean, good luck getting Angel. We'll see. It might.
I want to see how far until we get Angel the wrestler.
Oh no.
Let's see. I've been given options for an Angel refillable fragrance.
Okay.
The TV series Angel.
Oh, off of Buffy and
from
Angel.
off of Buffy that time.
That's quite old. Okay.
Yeah, the Wikipedia for actual Angels, which is under the TV show Angels.
I'm waiting for Robbie Williams to make a big appearance with his seminal hit.
No sign of him. The only musical references is Sarah McLachlan's song Angel, which is a tearjerker. No sign of Robbie Williams' song Angel. I'm going to click see more before we move on to a bit more of the story. Massive Attack song Angel, Robbie Williams Angel there.
Yeah.
Fifth Harmony song Angel. I think it might have been a cover maybe. Angel Olsen, who's a singer.
Okay.
Watch the Angel, which is is that a spy movie? It's a spy movie from Netflix. That's nice. And Angel Hotel offering comfortable rooms and good food in Pershore.
Oh, fantastic.
So well done. No sign of Angel Garza.
No sign of Angel Garza. I mean, that's a shame because, I mean, Humberto Carrillo is really talented as well. Really enjoy him too. But Angel Garza was someone, as soon as I first saw him, I thought he's good here. He's got something. They're both fantastic in the ring, but Angel Garza had, and it's not a new comparison, everyone said it, but he had that Eddie Guerrero sleaziness about him, but in a very charming way, like Eddie did. He ripped off his pants as well, which was always a laugh.
I like that.
You know,
it's good on a night out.
And I just feel like even just the simple taking away of the surnames often can maybe betray the fact that WWE maybe just don't think they're as important as the fans want to think, and that's a massive shame. I could be proven totally wrong, but as it stands, it doesn't fill me with hope.
A lot of surnames in the Survivor Series men's elimination match and the women's elimination match as well. WWE made the decision, which you'll know by now, to move away from the idea of, building to Survivor Series with matches and qualifiers, stories, and went, let's just announce them all on Twitter.
It's very bizarre. I'll run through the teams very, very quickly, and then we'll talk about what makes these teams strange, Tom, because you may have noticed, or you might well notice when I read them out, there's something quite strange here. The Raw men's team is Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, and Dominic Mysterio. The SmackDown team is Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, Xavier Woods, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin.
I'm sure you've read that the wrong way round.
I'll pause there because we'll do the women's teams in a second. But yes, as you've doubtless noticed, the Raw men's team largely consists, in fact entirely consists, of superstars who were drafted over from SmackDown very recently. The SmackDown men's team consists of 3 superstars who were drafted over from Raw, and then 2, Zayn and Corbin, who were already on SmackDown. Out of the 10 people in that match, only 2 of them haven't switched sides recently in the brands. So why do they care about Raw and SmackDown? Why would they yet care about brand supremacy? I guess because they're now on that one and they want it to...
I think if you're going to do the draft, don't do it so near a match which is a battle of the brands.
Absolutely.
Either do it very much before or directly after. Like, not this close beforehand.
Exactly. The women's match is also very similar. The Raw women's team is Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Zelina Vega. Only Rhea Ripley was already on Raw before the draft. On SmackDown, we've got Sasha Banks, Shayna Shayna Baszler, Shotzi Blackheart, Natalya, and Aaliyah. Now, Shayna Baszler and Aaliyah were already on SmackDown before the draft. Did Aaliyah get called up from NXT to SmackDown? And okay, fair enough.
Yeah, she got called up and then hasn't done loads.
Yeah, and that's not her fault.
No.
Just the booking, but I forgot she was there. It's good that she's on the team, I guess. It's good that she's got a spotlight there. But again, everyone apart from Shayna Baszler and Aaliyah were on SmackDown before the draft, and then Baszler and Aaliyah were on SmackDown before the draft. The rest were on Raw and are now on SmackDown. It's as if they've gone, well, hey, and then relabeled them, the teams. And well,
I just don't like revealing the teams online. I don't mind them revealing the Fennec Christmas window online, but I take exception with them revealing the Survivor Series team online.
You're not the only person, Tom.
I'm not, am I?
No.
So, who else has kicked off about
Racing
it?
to the segue there.
No, nice race.
This brings us to one of our main stories in today's news video, because Ricochet took to Twitter to apparently criticise or seemingly criticise the booking of Survivor Series and the way that these matches were announced. Just simply saying, what happened to qualifying matches? And then the emoji, like, what's going on?
What did happen? Look at him being critical.
Yeah.
See, Ricky Bobby Roode in the comment section. It's not just me that's critical on WWE. Ricochet is as well.
Yes.
He works there.
And then I googled to check which brand he was on, because it's all changed recently. He's on SmackDown. Ricochet's on SmackDown.
What a worry that we had to check.
But I mean, Ricochet's exactly the sort of person that I think would work really well in a Survivor Series match. But
Gosh, yeah.
And then I thought, well, he hasn't had like a storyline really to speak of recently. But then I thought, well, a lot of them haven't, because they've just been thrown into the match.
He had a banger of a match against Drew on SmackDown.
Yes,
He
absolutely.
had a banger of a match.
Yeah.
They work beautifully together, Drew and Ricky.
I just worry that similarly to the taking away of names, is this bad optics for WWE? Does this project the idea that they really don't care about these matches as much as they want us to?
I think it does, and it's a shame, because I've always liked Survivor Series as a pay-per-view. I love the idea of using it to enhance a rivalry. Like, instead of doing this Raw versus SmackDown malarkey, like, how cool would it have been if you'd had Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair, and Becky says, I'm going to pick a team, and you're going to pick a team, and we're going to have a fight, and we can go across brands, so you can get like the whole thing of Becky Lynch recruiting Charlotte Flair. Right. I hate you, but you're brilliant. Get on my team. And get in my stable.
And you can tell several stories and have several feuds intertwined.
Yeah.
Also, you could have had like the Bloodline, for example, all band together and pick one or two, maybe call up Solo Sikoa from NXT and say he's a part of it. There's so many things you could do. And instead, they've just done this very sort of arbitrary process.
And also, it's the lack of really meaning to the brand supremacy war. There's no incentive to win other than, we won, haha.
You know
like,
what?
all you do is you do, again, this is me with my creative brain in my mind palace, where you have Raw versus SmackDown, and the winning team, all five, get a title match of their choosing on their brand.
Consequence, yes.
So there you go.
Absolutely.
So there's just a little bit of reward and a little bit of incentive for them to win.
Absolutely. One thing
in heaven, Angel Gaza.
One thing about WWE that was recently quite intriguing was the change from NXT to NXT 2.0. Now, you might be thinking, well, what was the backstage atmosphere like because of that? And former NXT superstar Jonah Rock, formerly known as Bronson Reed, the ex-North American champion, has been talking to Wrestling Inc. and has talked about frustrations definitely growing backstage as a result of the switch to NXT 2.0, Tom.
He says, for that first year of TV time, I think everyone backstage saw it as, hey, we're NXT, we're something different, we're still part of WWE, but we're something different. But we're focusing on trying to make it great. And it seemed like that's what it was. It seemed like Vince didn't really care so much, and it was just Hunter's baby. But in this year, these last 6 months or so, I think it's all changed, and some frustration definitely has grown backstage. I've seen it firsthand. We're still putting on great TV, they didn't watch the product, so how did they know? So, to then completely revamp it, how do you know that this is now going to be successful if you didn't watch what was happening before?
I think it's very interesting because Jonah Rock's kind of highlighted two things there. One, that, you know, maybe not everybody, maybe not the people who are getting new pushes as a result of this, but certainly the general mood backstage was just as frustrated as we all maybe assume. And secondly, he's really highlighted this divide that we've all assumed exists as well between Vince and the kind of the top brass, and then Triple H and his like pet project of NXT, which was like a passion project. Really, you could tell he really cared about it, him and Sean. And like, you know, now it seems to have just been absorbed by Vince and his way of thinking.
They saw it was successful and they went, hey, we'll have that.
Yeah.
It's basically the Gerald Field episode of Hey Arnold.
Oh.
Where they clear out the field, they clear out that horrible space to make a baseball court. And all the adults turn up and go, oh, this is a great bit of space. And then they move all their stuff in. And then the youngsters correct them on the error of their ways. And then one of the characters even goes, I feel like a real heel. So there's a wrestling reference there. Gerald Field. It's a great episode of Hey Arnold. We're talking of NXT 2.0 or the Gerald Field of wrestling. Bron Breakker is the big star of the new NXT.
One of the few positives of NXT 2.
Yeah, what a positive.
Absolutely.
And this is where I'm optimistic for 2.0, because now you've got more synergy between the development brand and the main roster.
Yeah.
So you will because for better or for worse, Vince McMahon is running both. You'll now have a consistency. Like Bron Breakker is a star that they could drop him on SmackDown, they could drop him on Raw, and they'll keep him as he is.
Yeah.
But they're not gonna mess about with that.
Yeah.
And they're testing the waters over this past week, because he has been part of the UK tour. It was in London, I believe. Yeah, it was in London where he faced Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT title.
In kind of an impromptu NXT title match, yeah. Not that impromptu, because he went on the tour with them.
They announced it ahead of time.
Yeah. Did they even announce it ahead of time?
Yeah, they did.
Well, not impromptu at all then.
No, but it still serves as a story to say that Bron Breakker has been on the tour being tried out for the SmackDown roster, because not only was he in there with Tommaso Ciampa, but he was also competing against Sami Zayn as well. Some of the places, I believe Brighton got this as well. They got a triple threat for the NXT title.
That happened in Liverpool,
featuring Sami Zayn. Happened in the pool as well.
In the pool.
And I think this is an example. This is them going, this is how Bron Breakker fits on this roster. And see whether they like the look of it aesthetically or not. It's a kind of dark match tour.
Yes, and I think that really... Well, I've got 2 extra bits of information that I found out this morning.
Whoa, pray tell.
So I read a review of the London show on Figure 4 Weekly Online, and the reviewer said that Bron Breakker got a standing ovation after his match with Ciampa in the ring. And then Jack Atkins of Cultaholic upstairs...
Jackins from the Cultaholic Classic Raw review...
says that he saw photos of the meet and greet after one of the events, and said that the people in the ring... or the people getting pictures taken at the end, the featured superstars, if you will, were Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, I think the champions basically, Big E, and Bron Breakker.
Oh,
no belt, just there, just on his own.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
That's it. He's going to be the boy, isn't he?
I think so.
He's going to be the boy.
I think so.
Take the belt from Roman at WrestleMania 40. Do it for me, you coward. If you want to hear Jackins' lovely voice, he's on the Classic Raw Review podcast, which should be out later today. If I get editing it nice and quick when I've done this, I'm sure we'll have plenty of time.
Okay.
We'll have loads of time. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Twitch.tv/Cultaholic from 2 p.m. today. I will not stop streaming until I finish the jigsaw.
Okay.
Play a game with me at twitch.tv/Cultaholic later today. You look after yourself. More news as we get it at cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you. Bye.